So going from, we're going to talk about kind of how you go from striking, like the different types of sensitivity that you need for striking. It's different from striking because striking is primarily visual for the most part. Like striking arts like boxing, kickboxing, any of the sportive, especially sportive arts, except for maybe MMA is like combines them, which we're going to get to. But basic striking arts where you're out here, you deal more with visual, I call visual sensitivity, or what is called visual sensitivity, where we're here like this and I throw a punch and he moves visually as he sees my movement coming. He moves with that, he moves with that, right? And he's just moving as I come in, right? And he can also strike back. He's not just gonna move. So he'll, see? So something like that. And then we're both using, whoever has the keenest movement, the best ability to move, and the keenest visual sensitivity is gonna be the one that takes it. And obviously there, you have to have a form of aggression too, because that's part of it too. Okay, so that's in striking art. So you have to have that. If you don't have that, all good people have that, okay? When you look at all the great strikers, they have that same ability. The person's punching and they just kind of can move out of the way and strike back easily, right? So anybody that's a good striker will have that really well, all right? That's good kickboxer, boxer, that type of thing. Now, what martial arts wants to do, or what martial arts does that a lot of people don't realize, and I'm talking about all the funny looking Chinese arts where you see people get down, they make funny faces and like, all those kind of things. What they actually teach is the in-between. So this is what I mean by in-between. You've got striking, visual sensitivity, and then you've got grappling, where you grab and you go into throws, or you go into jiu-jitsu or whatever. That's that tactile sensitivity, or you're just grabbing and you're feeling what the person's doing. You can't use your eyes that much, but you have to use feeling. Well, this is the deal that good martial arts does, is they cross those lines, or they break those lines, if you want to use that terminology. So I'm here like this, and yes. And so when he comes in like this, he's created a good frame right here. What I'm doing here is I'm feeling what he's doing, right? So whatever energy that I get, wherever I fall on his body, if I'm here, I'm going to create openings from what naturally is opened to me, right? So if I'm here, I'm directly in front, so I can feel his energy. You guys can't see it, but his energy is going this way. I can feel it. If I let go, I'm going to be pushed that direction, okay? So from here, I can feel his energy going that way. So what am I going to do? I'm going to let it go and come in. I'm not going to fight it. Now, so this is the idea. I'm in between grappling and striking. Does that make sense? So in between those two, you have to do a combination of both of those things, if that makes sense. So you're kind of breaking the idea. Now his turn. So I'm going to give him energy in some direction, yes, and he's going to follow that energy and go with it, okay? He's not going to go against it. So I'm here, if I come here, yes, good. And there's times where you can create your own because of the position that you're in, right? So if he comes in with me and I go down here like this, now I can create my own energy, right? And now obviously I'm not doing Wing Chun, but you can see how I can create that energy because I'm already in a spot where I don't want to. I can also do this. So he comes in, I can come here, and then I can go. If you want to stay in Kung Fu, right, or Wing Chun, so, or small frame, if you want to say it that way. So you can create those kind of energies, but the idea is once you touch, and you can even be far away, and it's the same thing. So he's coming in to strike, and they'll use this motion here and come in to strike, right? Okay, it's the same idea. You're using that big motion, and you're using sensitivity to connect to that person. The way they're doing it's similar to how you do it in Wing Chun. You're just using a bigger frame. Does that make sense? So he comes in, maybe he throws something, and I go here, right? So now I might come here, go below his hand, pick this leg up, right? And then when I pick this leg up, I might stand up and sweep that leg. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Okay? It's just according to his energy. Same thing with him. If I come here, he might step on this leg. He doesn't know. He's just going with whatever comes, right? So anyway, the idea again is from far away, you've got visual, you've got to train all that. And from medium distance, okay, what I call medium distance, you've got more mid-range, if you want to call it that. You've got to train touching, right? Where you're not necessarily, see, I consider this is like grappling without grappling. Does that make sense? So my hands are open, but I'm still moving around. See? See what he's doing? Yeah, we're still moving around like this. Right. And this is a lot of what, if you see push hands, right? Where we're circling the hands, right? We're trying to get the person to push off their center, right? So the idea of this is the same idea, it's just you're just doing it very in a basic way because you're only using one line. Yeah. You're only using one line. Where you can just do it here, we're using many lines, right? See? And I create space. I actually step back on purpose, but he's still throwing me a little bit. But you can create space, come in, push, you know, that sort of thing. But the idea is, as you move out, you keep pressure, okay? But you have to keep pressure, because if I let pressure go, then he's just going to take me. Does that make sense? So I have to keep pressure, forward energy with him when I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing now. So I'm keeping pressure here, so he just can't do whatever. Yeah, see? I just put pressure there and I can scoot out. Now he scooted out just a little bit. So we're moving like that. So this is the in-between range. And then obviously, I'm not gonna go into it, but then you've also, obviously from here, you've got the grappling range where you can start to grapple, right? Okay, and that can be all kinds of stuff, right? So, all those, the in-between range is what most Kung Fu deals with. You see them do moves like this, you see them do moves like this, you see them do moves like this, you see them do moves like this. All those different moves are tactile, they're sensitivity moves. They're not just doing some kind of frozen move in the air. Bruce Lee calls it crystallized technique, but they're actually flowing moves, if that makes sense. So anyway, I think that's going to be the video for the day, and we'll see you guys on the next video.